んにちは。今日も日本語の勉強お疲れ様です。教師のみゆです。I'm an instructor, Miyu. How can I say it in Japanese? This podcast is for Japanese learners to be able to communicate at the level necessary to participate in society. This week's topic is talking about unsatisfying things for you.Please follow this podcast and spread the word to many of your friends with hashtag How Can I Say It in Japanese. Now, let's listen to the story and challenge the 3 questions. And please don't forget to follow us on your listening platform. Okay, are you ready? 始めましょう。Danielle-san is talking to his teacher and Serena-san.
問題。ステップ1。
Question. Please listen to the story and tell the answer. If it's true, you say 丸 or if it's false, you say ×. Danielle-san was late to come to school because the bus was delayed. Please focus on Danielle-san's phrase after すみません he says. おはようございます、ダニエルさん。今日は遅かったですね。どうしたんですか？
すみません。電車が遅れたために学校に来るのが遅くなりました。
そうでしたか。でも遅れる場合は学校に連絡するようにしてくださいね。
はい、気をつけます。
ダニエルさん、今朝は大変だったね。何時に家を出たの
？7時に出たよ。でも乗れるバスが1本しかなかったんだ。
それは大変だったね。電車も遅れてたの？
駅で30分も待たされたよ。
それは仕方ないね。でもこれからは早めに家を出た方がいいね。
これからはもっと早く家を出るために目覚ましを2つにするよ。
Danielle-san was late to come to school because the bus was delayed. 丸 or ×。答えがわかりましたか？ Do you know the answer? 答えは×です。Danielle-san said, 電車が遅れたために学校に来るのが遅くなりました。Which means, I was late for school because the train was delayed. When talking about the cause and effect of something, 何々ために何々 or 何々ため何々 is used. Remember, we learned ために in lesson 83, but it was when stating your objective of doing something. The sentence Danielle-san said at the end is used in that sense. これからはもっと早く家を出るために目覚ましを2つにするよ。Which is, from now on, I'll set 2 alarm clocks so I can leave the house earlier. So, this is the different meaning from lesson 83. But it is the same conjunctive form, which verb plain form, adjective plain form, adjective plain form plus na, or noun plain form plus no come before ために. The ni as in ために can sometimes be omitted. For example,
先生、すみません。今日は時間がないため、明日宿題を持ってきます。
わかりました。明日忘れないでくださいね。それから部屋を掃除しましたか？
すみません。最近忙しかったため、掃除ができませんでした。
So the question's answer is ×。 He was late for school because the train was delayed, not the bus. New words. Let's confirm today's new words together. Please look at the description and repeat after me. 家を出ます。To leave my house. 仕方ない。仕方がない。Can't be helped. Unavoidable. 早めに。A bit earlier than usual. Ahead of time. 目覚まし。目覚まし時計。Alarm clock. Okay, good job! Ever studied Japanese and gone blank when trying to speak? It's not you. It's how we usually learn. In my lessons, I use brain dump, a proven method used in top schools like Stanford. Instead of just memorizing, you're constantly recalling and using what you learn. That's how Japanese really sticks, and how you actually start speaking it. My students say,
I said it.
It finally makes sense.
I'm more confident.
trial lessons are now open. Check the link in my profile and start speaking Japanese with confidence.
問題。ステップ2。
Next is the three-choice quiz. What were the problems Danielle-san encountered after leaving home? A. The bus had already left and he had to wait for the train for 30 minutes at the station. B. There was only one bus he could get on and he had to wait on the train to arrive at the station for 30 minutes. C. There was only one bus he could get on, and he had to wait for the train for 30 minutes at the station. Then let's listen to the story again. Please focus on listening to Danielle-san's phrases after 7時に出たよ, he says. おはようございます、ダニエルさん。今日は遅かったですね。どうしたんですか？
すみません。電車が遅れたために、学校に来るのが遅くなりました。
そうでしたか。でも遅れる場合は学校に連絡するようにしてくださいね。
はい、気をつけます。
ダニエルさん、今朝は大変だったね。何時に家を出たの
？7時に出たよ。でも乗れるバスが1本しかなかったんだ。
それは大変だったね。電車も遅れてたの？
駅で30分も待たされたよ。
それは仕方ないね。でもこれからは早めに家を出た方がいいね。
これからはもっと早く家を出るために目覚ましを2つにするよ。
So, did you know what the problems Danielle-san encountered after leaving home were? A. The bus had already left and he had to wait for the train for 30 minutes at the station. B. There was only one bus he could get on and he had to wait on the train to arrive at the station for 30 minutes. C. There was only one bus he could get on, and he had to wait for the train for 30 minutes at the station. 答えがわかりましたか？ Do you know the answer? 答えは C. There was only one bus he could get on, and he had to wait for the train for 30 minutes at the station. First of all, Danielle-san said, 乗れるバスが1本しかなかったんだ。Which is, there was only one bus I could get on. When talking about there not being enough or an adequate amount or degree of something, 何々しか何々ません is used. The conjunctive form is now plus しか plus verb negative form, ない form. For example, ダニエルさん、これからカフェへコーヒーを飲みに行きませんか？
すみません。今100円しかないので、また今度でもいいですか？
Also, Danielle-san said in the story, 駅で30分も待たされたよ。Which means I was made to wait for 30 minutes at the station. When talking about having to do something that you did not want to do, or being forced to do something by someone else, 何々に causative passive form we call 詞益受け身形 is used. The conjunctive form is person に verb causative passive form. Then let's practice the conjugations of the causative passive form. First of all, the conjugations of group 3 verbs, which is irregular verbs. します becomes
させられます。
来ます becomes.
来させられます。
Okay, next is the conjugations of group 2 verbs, which is ru verbs. ます drops and adds させられます。For example, 食べます becomes
食べさせられます。
寝ます becomes
寝させられます。
見ます becomes.
見させられます。
Then the last one is the conjugations of group 1 verbs, which is u verbs. ます drops and changes the syllable before must to one that ends in vowel あ then adding せられます or されます。The change is similar to the causative form 詞益形。For example, 書きます。ますの前、き which changes か then adding せられます or されます。So, 書きます becomes
書かせられます。
or
書かされます。
how about 話します。ますの前、し which changes さ then adding せられます or されます。So, 話します becomes
話させられます。
or
話されます。
how about 立ちます。ますの前、ち which changes た then adding せられます or されます。So, 立ちます becomes
立たせられます。
or
立たされます。
how about 呼びます。ますの前、び which changes ば then adding せられます or されます。So, 呼びます becomes
呼ばせられます。
or
呼ばされます。
how about 飲みます。ますの前、み which changes ま then adding せられます or されます。So, 飲みます becomes
飲ませられます。
or
飲まされます。
how about 取ります。ますの前、り which changes ら then adding せられます or されます。So, 呼びます becomes
取らせられます。
or
取らされます。
That's the all conjugations of the causative passive form. Good job! Then let's show the example to use it. For example, ダニエルさん、大丈夫ですか？顔色が悪いですね。
昨日の夜、友達にたくさんお酒を飲まされたんです。
そうですか。今日はゆっくり休んでくださいね。Then, the question's answer is C. There was only one bus he could get on, and he had to wait for the train for 30 minutes at the station.
今日のフレーズ。
This is today's phrase we want to memorize the most important today. So today's phrase is
駅で30分も待たされたよ。
That means I was made to wait for 30 minutes at the station. 待たされた is the causative passive form when talking about having to do something that you did not want to do or being forced to do something by someone else. Now, let's practice today's phrase 駅で30分も待たされたよ. Please repeat after me. 駅で30分も待たされたよ。駅で30分も待たされたよ。駅で30分も待たされたよ。駅で30分も待たされたよ。Good job! Next, let's try to talk to us using today's phrase.
問題。ステップ3。
Danielle-san noticed that you stopped smoking.This was because your family made you stop. Please explain it after Danielle-san asks you.
あれ、タバコをやめたんですか？そうですか。
Did you say it? The example answer is はい、家族にやめさせられました。Okay, good job! Make your story. Now, we present today's listener's thoughts. Daniel-san was late coming to school. Why was he late? Then please think of the punchline, tell us the reason why he was late. And use the grammar of 何々、ために何々. First, Kim-san from Myanmar.
すみません。おばあさんの荷物を運んであげていたために、学校に来るのが遅くなりました。
I'm sorry, I was late for school because I was helping an old lady carry her luggage. おー、優しいですね。それで遅れたのは仕方ないですね。Okay, next one. Peggy-san from Taiwan.
すみません。朝、ドラマの最終回を見ていたために、学校に来るのが遅くなりました。
I'm sorry, I was watching the final episode of the TV drama this morning, so I was late for school. ドラマのためにですか？ドラマを見るとやめられないですよね。でも学校には遅刻しないようにしましょう。Okay, last one. Sophia-san from America.
すみません。アラームを止めて二度寝したために、家を出るのが遅くなりました。
I'm sorry, I slept in after turning off my alarm, so I left the house late. これはよくありますよね。私はアラームを3回くらいセットしています。Now, I choose one for today's award. おはようございます、ダニエルさん。今日は遅かったですね。どうしたんですか？
すみません。アラームを止めて二度寝したために、家を出るのが遅くなりました。
それは、あるあるですね。 でも遅れる場合はすぐに学校に連絡するようにしてくださいね。
あと10分寝たら起きるつもりだったんですが、夢の中で授業に行っていました。
ダニエルさん、今朝は大変だったね。何時に家を出たの？
寝坊しちゃって、8時に出たんだ。しかも乗れるバスが1本しかなかったんだ。
それは大変だったね。
うん。バス停で40分も待たされたよ。
それは仕方ないね。でもこれからは二度寝しないようにしなきゃね。
うん。これからは二度寝しないために目覚ましを2つにするよ。
Then today's our word is Sophia さん from America. おめでとうございます。Congratulations! I chose this one because I had a similar experience where I was about to be late, so I understand very well. Good job, Sophia さん. Please choose a story in the Make Your Story and send your interesting phrases to the form in the description. We are waiting! Okay, that's all for today. 今日も聞いてくれてありがとうございます。Thank you so much for listening. Today's phrase is 駅で30分も待たされたよ。You can use it when talking about having to do something that you did not want to do or being forced to do something by someone else. So, in today's lesson, you can talk about things you think are unsatisfying or unpleasant to others. Please listen and shadow the conversation a lot for practice. お疲れ様でした。Good job! We upload a new episode twice a month. You can mainly listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and YouTube Music. Please don't forget to follow us on your listening platform. The hashtag is How Can I Say It in Japanese? When you send a message, questions, or any requests, please click the link down below the description to send it. We are waiting for your messages. And for those who wish to study Japanese more, online lesson is always available. When you'd like to ask about lesson, please try to click on the overview section for a free trial lesson. If you enjoyed this episode, I'd really appreciate it if you could follow or leave a quick rating. Your support helps this podcast grow and reach more language learners like you. はい。ではまた。See you next time. さようなら。